Welcome to another episode of Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I'm Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ died and he rose again. Let's get into it. So, Michael Jordan versus Danny Ferry. Okay. There was an altercation that took place between Michael Jordan and Danny Ferry in Game 4 of the 1992 NBA playoffs. Okay. And Danny Ferry initiated the whole thing, which led to a revenge foul by Stacey King in Game 5, which I'll get to in a second, okay? But it was Game 4 of the 1992 Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, Eastern Conference Finals. And it was the Cavaliers or the Bulls were taking the ball out of bounds under the basket. And Danny Ferry decided that he wanted to mix it up with Michael Jordan. And this is what happened.
Bulls have missed their last 5 field goal attempts. 5-second violation. And words between Scott Williams, and John Hot Rod Williams. Well, perhaps a foul was called on the inbounds attempt. Let's see.
On the out-of-bounds play, if the foul is against, there's the action right there between Ferry and Jordan, and that could be an ejection of Danny Ferry for throwing the punches.
And that apparently is what the call was. Not a 5-second violation, but Ferry has been ejected.
And it's a good call. It's the right call by the officials. There's no question that Ferry initiated it, threw the punches. Even though Jordan started to walk back or come back towards him, it was Ferry that threw the punches. The officials got it.
Michael Jordan shooting the technical. So Danny Ferry would come on and...
Yeah. So, yeah. Not a smart idea to take a swipe at the greatest player of all time. You saw what happened to Danny Ferry. He got kicked out. And you also saw what happened to Reggie Miller when he decided, well, I don't know about the Reggie Miller fight in Indiana in 1993. All I know is Reggie Miller got thrown out. Reggie Miller got thrown out. And that wasn't a popular decision with Bob Hill, who I believe got thrown out as well, who was coach of the Indiana Pacers at that time. Bob Hill got thrown out. Because he thought Reggie Miller should not have got thrown out. Anyway, back to it. Back to the topic at hand. Yeah. So, Ferry throws a punch. He gets thrown out of Game 4. Rightfully so. The Cavaliers actually won the game. Cavaliers actually won the game to tie the series at 2. So, they come back to Game 5 in Chicago Stadium, okay? And the Bulls went on a run in the fourth quarter to blow the game open, okay? And so the game is over. It's late in the fourth quarter. Game is over. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. Okay. Hang on for 1 second. Okay, so there was a revenge foul that took place in Game 5 by Stacey King. It was late in the fourth quarter. And I should be coming up on it right now. So there was a revenge foul that took place. Danny Ferry's driving to the hoop, and Stacey King. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I was kind of hoping they would have the fight in shorter segments, but the full game, but the fight is shown within the full game. So yeah, so while I'm waiting for it, the Bulls close out the series in 6 games. They defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers in 6 to advance to the NBA Finals against the Portland Trail Blazers. And that was only the beginning. Well, actually, the beginning came in 1989 when Michael hit the shot. The Cavaliers actually never really recovered from that, okay? So the shot had implications. That shot hit by Michael Jordan had implications, okay? Because heading into the next season, after the first game of the 1989-90 season, which Michael had 54, and Ron Harper had 36. Oh, here he goes right here. Here he goes right here. Okay, I can quit. I can go hit back Abilene. Okay, here he goes right here.
More than 10 points per game. Fans may have gotten a little too comfortable.
Stacey King with a flagrant, no question about the intent. And Steve Kerr with some words for King. Look out, Ferry wants to get a piece of it. The ball's off the bench. The Cavaliers also involved. A little payback from Stacey King. No question about the intent. With King clobbering Ferry.
Well, that goes back to the last game where Danny Ferry took the shot at Michael Jordan in that situation at the end of the game. King, just a little retaliation payback, as you mentioned. And now a little dip into the pocketbook for Stacey King. Treatment will be fine by the NBA office.
That's a flagrant. That also means ejection for Stacey King. Very safe time of the game to do it with a minute 2 remaining.
There's an A and a B to that flagrant foul rule. The A, the 2 free throws, the ball out of bounds, not necessarily an ejection. This one, where the official feels there's intent to harm or unnecessary roughness taking place, the ejection, 2 free throws in the ball, back out of bounds again.
Yeah. So that was the revenge foul that Stacey King handed to Danny Ferry. Seems like karma didn't. It seems like basketball karma didn't wait too long to come back to Danny Ferry, didn't it? Okay. Here are a couple of ironic things about that confrontation, though. Stacey King is now a broadcaster for the Bulls. Okay. The ironic thing about that fight was King flagrant foul Danny Ferry. And here comes little old Steve Kerr. Here comes little old Steve Kerr getting in Stacey King's face. Mismatch. That is a 100% mismatch, okay? 100% mismatch. Okay. I just want to know what Steve Kerr was thinking. thinking that he could take on a player like Stacey King, who is probably like 85 pounds heavier, taller, bigger than Steve Kerr. I don't know what Steve Kerr was thinking, but let's just say it's a good thing that the Cavaliers and Bulls broke it up. Because who knows what would have happened if Steve Kerr tried to fight Stacey King, okay? So let's fast forward to 1993, okay? Bulls are playing the Cavs in the Eastern Conference semifinals, okay? And so there was something going on. There was an alleged something going on between Gearld Wilkins and Michael Jordan, okay? There was this thing that Gearld Wilkins was proclaiming himself the Jordan stopper, okay? And so it was said by Scott Williams all season long, their main focus was to beat the Bulls because what we had done to them in years past, how the acquisition of Gearld Wilkins was supposed to be the final piece to the puzzle. Michael Jordan torched Gearld Wilkins the whole series, okay? He torched Gearld Wilkins the whole series, and then it came out later that Gearld Wilkins never proclaimed himself as a Jordan stopper. Gearld Wilkins was like, I never really said that. I never said that. And you know how Michael Jordan likes to make things up, okay? Yeah. Everybody remembers LeBradford Smith, okay? And everybody remembers Rex Chapman, how Rex Chapman proclaims that Jordan couldn't stop him, right? So he torched Gearld Wilkins the whole series, and quite fittingly, it ended with Jordan hitting the game winner to sweep the Cavaliers in Game 4. Okay, and I think that was a pretty fitting end to that. Okay. Also, one more thing. So in the 1993 NBA playoffs, there was a little bit of a controversy that took place. Because Michael Jordan went to Atlantic City in between before the second game of the NBA playoffs, okay? And so I think it's coming up right now.
Style, which goes back to last year.
Okay.
And of course,
yeah.
The much talked about visit to an Atlantic City casino by Michael Jordan on Thursday before the assembled media that has been covering the Knicks Bulls series. Jordan gave his version of the trip.
It's attacked in my private life, and I really didn't like it. I don't agree with it, but I felt I need to come out and express that and tell the truth so you guys can quit hallucinating and taking it further than what it is. You know, and now you know what it is from my standpoint. Anything else that you hear is totally false if it's not to what I just told you. And that's the honest truth. And that's all I can tell you.
Gambling, the second gambling thing that has escalated in a year.
Well, that was on Thursday. Yesterday, following practice, the Bulls players refused to speak with the media, presumably a show of support for Jordan and what the players feel has been an excess of negative reporting on the team in general. Several players did talk with our NBC crew, although Michael Jordan was not among them. For more on Michael's week, we go to Marv Albert and Mike Fratello standing by in Chicago. Marvelous?
All right, Bob, and this is the scene about an hour and a half ago when Michael Jordan... Jordan made his way to Chicago Stadium. Michael, intent on ducking questions once again from reporters, did not take his usual route to the Bulls locker room in the bowels of Chicago Stadium. Jordan, who was particularly upset concerning the tone of the questions that he faced on Thursday, as Bob Detail, did come out to take early shooting practice and for the first time declined to talk with us. He did not want to discuss his Atlantic City sojourn. Now, how do the Bulls and Knicks feel about Jordan's side trip? Well, here's a sampling of opinions.
It's unfortunate that it's become an issue, and he's got to explain it away, but I don't think there was anything wrong with it at all.
I stay up to 2:30 in the morning myself, watching TV. Some guys, may like to go out. But like I say, that's his business, and it shouldn't be publicized.
Something like this is overblown, and I think it hurts his reputation, especially with kids, and that's too bad.
He's going to take care of himself, and if he was out that night or not, whatever, he still came to play, and that's all that we're concerned about, and that's all anyone should be concerned about.
I don't think it had anything to do with the outcome of the game.
Off the court, it's his life, let him live it.
It kind of reminded me, and you'll have to excuse this, of when the liberals were trying to get Bork off the Supreme Court, and they went out and found out that he had rented pornography films at his local video store, and they held it against him. That was the kind of journalism that I kind of saw that was slanted as, and there's nothing illegal. He's perfectly of age. What do they want?
Yes, Phil always did have a different perspective on life in general. Mike, even if Jordan did get his 8 hours sleep symbolically, was this a wrong signal, though, to his teammates to take the trip in terms of the timing of it?
Well, Michael's teammates know Michael and what he's all about. And if this was unusual for him to be out the night before a game, then perhaps it would have been an incorrect signal. But that's not the case. This is a player who has gone out on game day, played 36 holes of golf, yet comes in on game night and does his job for his team. He's been the league's MVP regular season and during the playoffs. He's led them to 2 world championships. He did nothing wrong. He did not break a team rule. He was with his family. He went down to the casinos. He was back and got his 8 hours rest. I think the whole thing has been blown out of proportion. If Chicago would have won game 2, nobody would have said a word about it.
All right, to another issue. Over the first 2 games, both coaches have been involved in a...
Okay, I know that was sort of a long-winded clip right there. But yeah, that was the controversy involving Jordan going down to Atlantic City. It was also referenced in the Last Dance documentary. Okay, and I think it was David Aldridge who Magic Johnson told him. He said, Magic Johnson said, "All right, you guys are driving him away from the game. You're picking on him. You're driving him away from the game." So, and lo and behold, on the eve of training camp for the 93-94 season, Jordan retires. So it looks like Magic was right when he said, you're picking on him, you're going to drive him away from the game. And what do you know? Jordan retires months later. However, I do find this interesting, though. When Jordan was doing his first retirement press conference, his very first retirement press conference, he actually foretold his own comeback. Believe it or not, he foretold his own comeback. Because if I'm not mistaken, he said something. He said something that maybe that has the challenge that I need in the future when the Bulls, if the Bulls aren't that good of a team anymore. Maybe that has the challenge that I need. Michael Jordan foretold his own comeback in his retirement press conference. And lo and behold, he comes back and wins 3 more titles. What do you know? What do you know? And people wonder why he is a GOAT. Come on, man. All right. That's it. And that's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am out of here. May God bless you all. Many blessings to you all. Peace out.